So what's more fun than buying a new boat? Well, we're not buying a new boat, but our boat besties Robert and Mahle are in the market for one themselves.
Yeah, I wouldn't say a new boat. We're still not in that kind of tax bracket. We'll be playing the lottery though, so
yes, you never know.
Maybe we will. But we're looking for a gently used aft cabin boat that'll fit in a 40-foot slip because we inherited their old 40-foot slip when they left the marina. It's between our friends, and that's where we're going with our next step.
And we need to fill that space right away.
All right. So stay tuned. In this episode, we're going to see what the boats are that Robert and Mahle are looking at.
Hey y'all, welcome to the Sea All Life. I'm Andrea, this is Tom, and we have 2 pups. We're a couple of Texas transplants living the empty nest life to the fullest. For us, that's living part-time on our 44-foot DeFever trawler in San Diego. Our hope is that as you join us on our dreams and adventures, we'll inspire you to discover your own.
So we have a few different boats in mind. The first one and the most likely boat is a Carver 396. They were made early 2000s to mid 2000s, and we just really like the layout, and they fit perfectly in the slip. Some boats are a little bigger and it kind of pushes the overhang on the slip, so we don't want to stress that too much. But so the Carver 396 is in the right price range.
Yes, it is.
So they generally sell for right around $150, and they come in different layouts, and we want one of the ones that has the walk around queen in the front to make the bed easy to make. And
no side to side V-berths, don't like that.
Easy to get in and out of. And then we also like without the dinette, so we have 2 opposing couches because we always have all our friends over, and
we like to entertain,
which has been kind of hard to do on a 28-foot boat.
Very hard.
So, but all 3 of the boats we're considering are aft cabin. I'm not particular about diesel or gasoline. I would prefer diesels, but you get a discount for going with the gasoline. If they've been well maintained, I don't have any problem with that. The next boat we would consider would be the Meridian 408. We have 2 friends that have 408s, and we love those boats.
We love it. We walk on those boats and we feel like we're home. Friends, come aboard. We have space. We've got a nice guest cabin in the V-berth for you. Love it, love it, love it. They always feel like home when you enter that boat.
The inside is cavernous. I always tell everybody, if you took a cruise ship and shrunk it to 40 feet, you get a 408.
Right.
No swimming pool.
Right.
But
Who needs a swimming pool when you got the bay right out the back door?
Right.
However, price does increase.
Yes. So the Meridians were mid-2000s boats, and they're a little bit bigger than the 396s, but the layout,
which I like.
Right. The layout is very similar. Mostly just diesel for those boats because they're a little bigger, a little heavier, and the price range is right into. You can find them down to low 2s to mid 2s, and so it's quite a price jump, but you get more boat and diesel for sure.
Yep.
The third boat, and this would be our dream boat.
My dream boat, yes.
But it's our dream boat because it costs the most. It's the same size. It's made by Cruisers. It's a 405 Express motor yacht. And it's also an aft cabin, but it's got some sexier lines.
It does.
And with those sexier lines, you get a little less space in the flybridge rear cockpit area, but what we love about it is on the other 2 boats, the aft deck and the flybridge are 3 steps up. On the Cruisers, there's a 1-step separation, so both of those areas, you can be in either area and talk to people in either area, and it's got a hard top and it's got heating and air conditioning in that area as well.
So heating and AC on the flybridge,
that's a game changer.
Amazing. You don't have to pay for the excess canvas on top.
It is.
Amazing.
Yeah, another
Love
consideration.
That yes.
So because they only have the windows around the front and around the back, you don't have actual canvas. And as we know, our friends put canvas on a 408, and I believe it was $16,000.
Or more.
Yeah, so we'd like to keep that cost
We'd like
down.
to avoid that.
Canvas has to be replaced every 8 to 10 years, so yeah. But the Cruisers also has the cabinetry, and the storage is so good. It's just, and the built-in washer dryer.
Built-in washer dryer in the master bedroom, literally in the cabinet right next to your bed. So boom, done right there.
Might cut into the sleeping, but I mean.
Well, but the other thing it has that no other boat in this layout has, it actually has upper cabinets along both walls in the master bedroom and also in the bee berth.
Yes.
So no other boat that we've looked at has that upper cabinetry in that range.
No, actually they do.
They do
have some.
Which one?
Some cabinetry in the other two boats. Just
not as much.
extensive.
Yeah, it's all around. So.
So and the cruisers would probably be diesel as well. I don't think they're easy to find in gasoline engine, but the price range on that one, you're talking mid to upper twos, and even into the threes, which is foreign territory for us. Yeah, there would have to be some sort of inheritance or a lottery winning or something. But oh well, we'd sell the house, which is a consideration.
That is a consideration.
But I've got to bring up one more point. We're also just due to the increase in the fuel prices these days.
Yeah.
We're making some other considerations. We're also looking at trawlers because they're so efficient.
We think you should get a boat just like ours.
Go trawlers!
It's not out of the realm of possibility. We love the space on this boat. Your boat, love it. Entertaining, space, everything.
And I to be honest, I used to think these were for old people.
Yes.
But then you guys bought one, and I realized that these are wonderful boats. I mean, I love the
woodwork. They're for smart people.
I love the utility. Yeah, honestly, they're for people that put a little more thought into the boat purchase, probably. Yes. I'd still like to make a semi-dumb purchase. You get something that goes. But yeah, just the fuel costs. Yeah. We're also, we call it straying to the dark side.
We do.
Considering a sailboat.
Yes.
So just because we want to travel a little bit, and we have a friend next to us with a beautiful Beneteau, and he fuels up, I think, once a year.
Once a year, yeah.
And I think he's got like a 40-gallon fuel tank too. So that would be a consideration, but probably not a Beneteau. So if we were looking at a sailboat in that size range, we'd be looking at probably a Hunter. Hunters are known for having more volume on the interior, and it's one of the few sailboats in that size range that you can get with an aft cabin with a walk-around queen.
Which I didn't believe it, and then he showed me proof online.
Pictures,
they have a walk-around rear cabin, which blew my mind.
So I do know how to sail, probably not well enough to just jump in a 40-foot boat and cruise offshore, but we're getting a little more experience doing that. I grew up doing it.
We're working on it.
Definitely a solid consideration, the sailing. And again, it's trawlers are fast compared to sailboats, though. So everything in a sailboat, you're rarely going in a straight line. It's usually a zigzag. But it's kind of nice and calm, and you don't get the fuel exhaust, and you don't pay for the fuel. And there are some definite benefits.
There's trade-offs.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, and these are the boats that are for us.
Right.
Other people have different considerations. For sure, an aft cabin would not be what they would want. They'd want a cockpit for fishing, things like that. They do, incidentally, they do make aft cabin boats that have cockpits, but rarely will they fit in a 40-foot slip. Usually they start at about 45 feet. But most of those are, like the 396 is available as a 456, I think, with the same boat with just a cockpit, and the 408 is also available in an aft cabin with the cockpit behind it, and I think they call that a 468, but I'm not absolute on that.
Which I would take.
But then we'd have to put it in a 50-foot slip, and we'd like to avoid not only paying the extra slip fees, but we want to stay on the dock where we have our established friends.
We like our view, we like our neighbors.
And we have our concerts and everything else. So that's about it. That wraps it up for us, I think.
Well, thanks for sharing all the different boats that you're looking at. We're excited to be on the journey with you, to support you in any way we can, to offer our advice on why you ought to get a trawler. No, just kidding. We want y'all to have the boat of your dreams, and we're just super excited for you. So how are you, and how should others go about finding a new boat? What is the process you're using?
Yeah, so for me, I like to do a lot of the legwork myself. So I've been looking on Yacht Trader and
Yacht World.
I've been looking on Boat Trader, Yacht World, boats.com, even Craigslist. So occasionally they pop up on Craigslist. You don't tend to find the higher quality boats on Craigslist. But then if you're really serious about it, and you want to get a broker involved, it doesn't cost you anything. Brokers are paid by the seller. Generally, they charge the seller, you know, there's a selling broker and a buying broker. And when you get into the bigger high dollar boats, you really are well advised to use a broker. I mean, there could be issues, and you know, and then of course you want a survey, and the broker usually has, you know, contacts in the surveying world, and they can streamline the process too. The haul
and
out.
sometimes they have a history with the boat, the previous owners. They've known every owner for that boat.
Yeah,
So
no, that's true. We've come across a few brokers that had bought and sold the same boat for different people. Yeah, a few different times, just because they're known and they're trusted and liked. And
And what about boats from a different state? You know, we're in California. It makes the most sense to find a boat, especially somewhere in Southern California. What if you find your dream boat? Let's say you find that cruiser boat for whatever reason. It's just right at the right price point, but it's in Arizona. What happens then?
Okay.
Still a consideration.
Well, yeah, it's definitely. I really like the idea of a boat coming from a freshwater lake, and that's actually not uncommon here in the Southwest. You've got Lake Powell. You've got there's a few big lakes out in Arizona. There's big lakes in Utah. That does cost transportation money though, and with the price of fuel going up, that's probably we figured it would probably cost between $10,000 and $15,000. You know, maybe other people are not looking at that boat because it's out in Arizona. So you may be able to get an offset on the price because you've got to transport it. However, one thing I've noticed about lake boats is they generally don't have the electronics we need here when we go offshore. They often don't have radar or chart plotters, because so often you can see where you're going. So
radar not needed on a
lake. Yeah, I would definitely consider boats in other states here. Probably not on the East Coast, although there is a discount for shopping on the East Coast. There's just more boats.
More surplus,
And I think they tend to get weathered a little more. We don't have hurricanes and that sort of thing, so that takes its toll over there.
They get beat up.
And then in Florida, you get the moisture and the hurricanes, so you get mold issues and things like that. So it's all considerations. But a broker would probably be advising you of that sort of thing too. And they could probably set up the transportation as well. We do. One of the boats on our dock came from Texas. It was shipped over. It was a Meridian 408. One of the other boats came from a lake in Arizona. So it's not uncommon for that to happen. So it's within our scope. Shopping.
We'll see what happens.
If you get one in Washington or Oregon, Northern California, Mexico, we will help you bring it back.
Then actually,
we will crew.
On Labor Day, I'm helping a friend bring a sailboat down from Morro Bay. So that is also a consideration.
We'll do it. Count us in.
So that way you're buying an adventure and
Absolutely.
Exactly. Thank you, Robert Mahle, for sharing your boat search journey with us and enlightening us and giving us some good facts. So can't wait to be on this journey with you.
Thank you.
Fun and entertainment for all.
It is.
I'm sure there'll be some comical points along the way as well.
Can't wait.
We'll be there to film it.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us today. We'll see
y'all soon. Bye-bye.